Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Four Harms. My name is Captain Richie and we are here once again on the VintageCraft server. Hope everybody is doing well today. Now we start this episode off with a little story and it takes us back into the late 1800s. There was a man known as Whitaker Wright and they didn't know him at the time, but he was a con man, a fraudster who made a lot of his wealth from, well, I guess good business but bad business because he did it illegally. He ended up getting taken to court, and in court he actually committed suicide by taking cyanide in one of the ante-rooms following the trial. So whilst he was alive, he ended up buying somewhere in the southeast of England, known now as Whitley Park. It started off as like a little bit of farmland, but with his ill-gotten gains, he got more and more land, and then it just got ridiculous from there. There was a 32-bedroom mansion, 3 artificial lakes. There's about 5 lodges, so 5 separate ways to get into the estate, which totaled, I think, about 9,000 acres, which is 14 square miles of land, which is just ridiculous. We're taking note of one thing within the land, and that is on one of the lakes, and that is an underwater smoking room. Now, shortly after his death, the land was purchased by a man known as Lord William Pirrie, who is most famously known for building the Titanic, which we all know was a bit of a colossal failure. Some say Whitley Park was cursed because it was bought with all that money, but only I say that because I made it up. That's probably not true, but hey, you were gripped for a second then, weren't you? Now, we're going to build that underwater smoking room, but we're probably not going to make it smoky. If we fill it with like campfires, it's going to be a bit horrible inside. But we want to sort of do the same thing we did with the Mega Mall back in Season 2, and that's cover it in, put it underwater and, not carve it all out, drain it out. I guess drain it out is the word we want to use. So we're off to the resource world to find some sponges, because there's none left in this world. I trained up a villager to give me an ocean map, and there's nothing on the server left with sponges. And I can't be bothered to go look in the shops, so we're going to head to the resource world, get our own sponges. So upon finding some guardian temples and armed with a collection of potions, so water breathing and invisibility, we took all our clothes off, but we left our boots on, which is something I didn't realise you could do actually. You can be completely invisible, but you can just be a pair of shoes walking along. Anyway, we entered the guardian temple. Now the first thing we need to do is find the elder guardians, because they stop us from mining stuff, including the sponge. So armed with our trusty trident, we decided to head into one of the wings and start throwing it at one of the Elder Guardians. Now, they give these kind of mining fatigue effects, so we can't break anything. So we take care of them first, and the easiest way is to do it with this trident I found. Bows just won't work underwater. There's no point in trying a crossbow. It might have worked, it might not have, but I don't know. So we head to the other side, and fortunately, none of the other small guardians sort of notice that there's also a pair of boots and a trident flying around. I mean, this guy looked quite. They look a bit scary at the times when they come flying at your face, but they cannot see you, which is good. And they don't fight back either, which is even better. And right in the top of the temple, the penthouse, I think, was the last guy up here. So we stand back and kill him from a distance. They drop occasionally fish shards and occasionally a sponge. There's a sponge right up there. Sponge is what we've come here for. So let's head into the rooms and dig them out. Now I found out that not all temples have a sponge room. So I ended up visiting 3 in total. So the first one had nothing in. The second one had 2. And the third one only had 1. So we realised that we'd have to go to a few to get them all. And we got our hoe out and we'll cut them down, as you can see here. Now a lot of them do sort of escape into the corners, and I wasn't paying too much attention. I think because my water breathing was about to run out. They're quite maze inside these places. Not amazing, maze. They're like a maze inside, so getting out is difficult. So time was of the essence. I didn't bring too many potions because I wanted the inventory space. Although in my mind I thought there was going to be loads and loads of sponge rooms, but there weren't. There's even sponges thrown in the corners there, and I completely missed them. So we got a few, but not really enough. Now that we've done a bit of collecting, let's check out our build model. I'm not too sure if it's going to work or not. So I want to go with the granite and brick instead, just to change up for all the diorite and and all the diorite. But this is what I come up with. So it's going to be a bit of a dome, obviously bigger than this, because this is a bit rubbish if not. But I'm tempted by either the blue or green glass. Now, in Season 2, when we did the underwater parts of the railway track, we used blue, and it kind of worked quite well. But I'm imagining that something that gets sort of unclean over time might be a bit more green, so there's that as well. And I'm not too sure on either. I think we can't really mix them either. They're a bit too different. Let's see. I also put in the plain glass, so we've got a bit under here. And you know what? Plain glass might be okay. So that's blue. Yes, blue and the green. So that's what they look like underwater. And obviously, when we're inside, it'll probably look a little bit different. The clear looks a bit too clear. Oh, I'm drowning. Why am I drowning? Oh, yes, I know why I'm drowning. I was just about to record this bit. It's been a while since the last one, as it usually is. Why am I wearing a witch's hat? It's November the 10th now. Why am I wearing a witch's hat? Halloween's been and gone. Halloween's been and gone. And look, it looks silly when you've got that helmet on as well. But, yeah, don't know. That's just a little random side thing that I saw. That's why I'm drowning though, because I've got my affinity, not my affinity, respiration helmet on. Well, it's got affinity as well, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so if I went for clear, it's a bit too clear. I don't know. So blue or green, I'm not too sure. We'll decide. But I've marked out the area which the dome will be, or at least some of the dimensions. So that should be fine. Right, I did smelt some glass. I need to go get that. Of course, loads of brick and stuff, and we'll start building that right now. It's one block too high. No! I didn't want this to happen. It's one block too high. I don't want to do the whole thing again. Do I, Mr. Squid? Can we just bring this down one block? Like that? What do you reckon? Will that look a bit weird? Just be really flat on top. You know what? I might be fine with that. So yeah, used up a fair amount of glass. As you probably saw in the little time lapse, I had to go. Oh, you're standing there now, then. I had to go get more glass twice actually, which is why the time lapse is split up as they are. But all in all, it looks good. As you see, I went with the plain glass. You going in there as well? All right, mate. Whatever. Or you one that just came out? I don't know. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I used up got this clear glass, as you can see. I might end up changing it for coloured, but I'm not too sure yet. I just want to get the shape in to start with. These dolphins are going to be part of the new feature. Oh, you want to play with this? You're going to come out? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we need to drain this now. Can you make your mind up if you're going to be in my way? Oh, what the... Jump in my face like that. They're so graceful, aren't they? Not. Right, so yes, enough rambling on. I've just about finished off filling this in, and we're going to go inside and see what it looks like. So, in terms of getting in and out, there's going to be a couple of entrances. We should have 32. And we should have that pickaxe. Why have I thrown that? That's fine. There's going to be an entrance coming in from that side there, which is going to be where the zombie spawner is, which I'll show that a little bit later, hopefully. It's where the storage is, so I'm going to definitely move that. I'm going to come down the floor and into like a little tube here. And we're going to do the same on the other side as well. There's a yes. Dolphin's Grace. It's going to come along this side as well. And there's like, where that bridge there and that tower meet, It's a set of stairs that's coming down here, and it's also going to be like kind of like in this ravine here a little bit. Anyway, let's get inside and drain it. So we collected a lot of... Please don't. We collected a lot of sponges. Sponges is the word I'm thinking of. If we do this, because I don't want it to fill up straight away. These two are going to be waterlogged, aren't they? I think they are anyway. They're going to be waterlogged? If we were to do this. We're still in water? We're still in water. That's fine. I'll sort that out later. So we got some sponges to place. So if we start from the top, we just sort of do this. Oh, it's going to fill it really horribly, isn't it? Can I... Anything about this? There we go. It's going to be, yeah, a lot of infinite water is going to sort of pile in. That's going to be fine. That's going to be fine. This was meant to be satisfying. It's meant to be really satisfying, but it's not. It's really awkward. Can't help. Cool. That's like what, one layer. And then we need to do that same beneath it. Make it like a quick line. Stop the infinite water stuff doing its thing. So we'll go down like that. It's just gonna. It might do stuff. Don't know. Right, I need to drain this. I'm doing it in like the worst way possible, just by spamming. This isn't gonna work. Is it gonna work? It is working. That's alright then. Oh. Someone died. Weren't my fault, I promise. Where's my... I haven't got my hair on there, have I? So we've also got these... Now we've got these wet sponges, which is great, because we can just, like, put them in the furnace and dry them that way. Or we can go to the Nether and just place them on the floor, which is something I found out from this scale, which is a pretty good feature. So do we want to work from the outside in? Is that the best way of doing it? So, like, get rid of you. You. Well, that wasn't satisfying in the slightest. I thought it was going to be really good fun, but it wasn't. All the infinite water sources just kept flooding in. So I ended up dividing up the dome into quadrants and just doing it bit by bit. Otherwise, water's a pain in the backside. But anyway, we're all drained out now. It's lit up. It looks cool from outside. I'll show that in a little second. But now we need to put in the actual proper entrances. So we've got this one here. And I'm going to go for the same shape, if I can, that I had in Season 2 when I did the underwater railway. And I think it'll give us a free wide pathway to go in and out. So we need to get rid of some of this gravel as we go, because it's going to inevitably fall down on us anyway. And of course the one in Season 2 was literally all glass, I think, apart from a couple of like support turrets. I don't know if I bought enough glass for me now. Yeah, a couple of support turrets like every 7 blocks. It sounds like every 7th block sounds something like I do. But yeah, let's just pop this in quickly. And if we put on the roof, have I got enough for the roof? Let's hope so. We can always change it out later. I need to change out the granite blocks anyway. It's just to get the ball rolling, as they say. And I do have some more. That's fantastic news. Let's get rid of you. You. And you. And hopefully this bit will be satisfying. Hopefully. It was. And it is. Easy as that. Easy as that. Now, through here somewhere. There it is. There's the beginning of the entrance I've made. So I need to put some stairways in. That'll be fine. Like that. There we go. And obviously we need to light this up a little bit. And then we'll change the entrance around a little bit. It might be a bit wider, like I'm thinking there should be probably some pillars here and here. Not sponge, obviously, that's a bit silly. But there are little pits like this overhang here that's probably needs to support. I'll just make the door a little bit wider. Not sure yet. But yeah, it will come up here and we'll go... see all the dirt and sand and stuff keeping us alive. And obviously we're banging our heads, but where's... There it is here. Right beneath the storage for the zombie bit. So this will be one way in. This will be one way in. And again, I have to pre up all this. This is probably what most guests won't use. More of a staff sort of way in. The opposite side, as I said earlier, will go into the castle. So that'll probably be the main one. And I'm thinking as well, either this side, maybe this side. Putting in the conduit in its own sort of like mini dome. Just for the water breathing we needed. But no longer don't. Maybe. Let's have a quick look outside to show you how it looks. Goodbye torches. That was a mistake. But already made. Hello? There's a cave near. I heard a skeleton as well. Fun times. So yeah, it looks lovely from the outside in. Apart from that dark spot there. And of course it's getting darker. That was perfect timing. It's going to illuminate very nicely in our ocean here. So let me just do that stairs, and I might do this bit here as well, and I'll be right back. Right, so now we've got both pathways into the dome completed, and we can see a little almost down there ready for the statue of Neptune, Poseidon, whichever one it was. I also can't remember. I'm going to have a look. It's one of the guys with a trident, and I'm pretty sure they both have a trident, so it could be either. Who knows? So yeah, this is the second way into the underwater ballroom from here. Need some stairs, and as you can see, there's a bit of a mine shaft here. It's very tiny. There's nothing really in there. But as you can see here, I put a little bit of sea life around on the outside, and it's still very sort of clean. It's like, well, I say clean. It's covered in torches, something like that. So we have this centerpiece here. Now this is the idea I had. So it's like the lighthouse, right? So it's on dark mode. So basically at night time there's going to be some disco lights turning on. Unfortunately, because we're like underwater in a dome, it always thinks, it's dark. It's dark all the time, and it's just not too long past midday. It was there before I start recording, and it stays like this all day long, just because we're underwater, and I think that's what affects the daylight sensor. So I'm gonna have to move it out. I have to put it outside somewhere, which is gonna be a bit of a shame. But what we're gonna have instead of these lights is beacons. Now I found a bit of beacons off camera, and we're going to put them in sort of a octagonal shape. Who's nearby? Zombie? Or underwater? Great, so there's probably a cave below me here. Yeah, so I'm going to basically have this design here. It's going to retract and put, what's the opposite of retract? Retract and push a sticky piston with a block on it to stop the line of sight for each beacon, and they're going to be coloured as well, so it's going to be like rainbow colours probably. It's probably going to be the best one. That's just going to sort of go around in a circle until it is daytime, and then it will turn off again. I mean, I could do the easy way and just have an on-off switch. That's what I might end up doing, rather than have the disco going every night. Not sure. If I do though, I need to move this outside somewhere, and then run a lovely line of redstone somewhere. And it's going to look a bit weird, sort of in the cliffside, but I'll have a think. In terms of floor, I'm thinking about doing the classic checkered black and white, and I'm debating whether to use slabs so I don't have to have torches everywhere. But otherwise it's going to be a bit dark without them, isn't it? I mean, it'll be spawn proof, which is how we like it, but a bit too dark. Either way, it's going to have to be dug down a little bit, so I'm going to put one of the nearby beacons, either that one or that one, maybe even both, onto haste mode, so I can dig it all out and dig down. So with the pistons, I want to have them sort of like really low down, And I think it's, yeah, 31, 32 blocks away, so you can't hear the pistons. So I don't want to, every time a light turns on and off, I don't want to hear the piston go each time, especially for all 8 of them. It get really annoying. So yeah, I need to dig down a little bit, change the floor out, and decide what I'm going to do about this thing here. A switch shouldn't be too bad if it's in the middle. Maybe like a DJ booth in the middle. Maybe the bar should be in the middle, and there should just be like a start-stop button. Maybe. Not sure, but that's the progress I've made so far. It's been a little bit of a while since the last recording session. Unfortunately, real life gets in the way. But we're almost finished. We just need to crack on, get it done, and then, yeah, that should be it for today. I've just finished digging a really, really big hole. Goes down to 16, or actually, I think maybe even 12. It got down so low that the haste beacon from over there ran out, so I stopped digging. And it occurred to me, just as I was placing these slabs here, that I probably didn't need to dig all this out. I just need to have like a line of sight for the beacons, so it would have been much easier. Either way, we've got a bit of space to work with for our system downstairs, and the space for all the beacons, so that's fine. And we gathered some resources on the way down. A lot of stone. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all, but I've got a lot of stone now. Maybe I can sell it back to that stone store. Nah, I won't do that. I'll keep it. It's always good to have. Yeah, so as you can see, my pickaxe is very, very broken. It's not dead, but it's broken. So I need to go repair that. And I've also got all these skulls to do to get all the beacons, which we're going to have to put down all there. And yeah, let's what's the easiest way there? I think we can go that way. So I worked. I had an idea that this is basically going to be an observer tower down there, so we can switch it on and off as we want to. And I've got 2 ideas. One is just like a lever, which just probably looks a little bit out of place. And the second one was a record player. So it'll make it do a signal when it turns on, and it'll do a signal when it turns off. So essentially, if we go down there and play some music, the lights turn on. And then when the music's done, it pops out, and that's it. So actually, no, it doesn't pop out straight away, does it? It stops. I think it sends a signal to say that's stopped. Or does it? Not too sure. I only thought that because I thought I need to go to the end and fix up my equipment. And the way to get down to my end portal is with a record player. So, as I'll show you around the corner here, let's get rid of this out of my bar. Just this bit here. So yeah, it's in there. It stopped. I don't think it's in the signal when it stops. Something that needs to test even. Yeah, so let's go fix my stuff up, and we'll fill in that hole with all the redstone electronics, and then we'll see how it looks. Oh yeah, we're driving now. Hey, oh, that didn't take too long at all. No, actually didn't. I'm not actually pretending this time. So we've got this bit of a floor in here. I don't know. I'm probably not going to square it off. The square is only because of the hole down the bottom there. Excuse me. Pardon me. No, not coming in. Not those shoes on. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a drop down here. A little bit of a dance floor. Again, I need to sort of decorate inside, but I don't think I've got time to do that anymore in this episode. But yeah, here we are. We've got the lovely lights in the evening in the sky. I'll show you what's down here. So we've got a massive, it's loud, I do apologise, observer chain going down here. When that's triggered, it sends this one here to the centre, like the design did before. And now it's got a bit of a loop. Now there are 16 of these and 8 lights. So every second observer, it comes off and it takes away a piston, essentially, from blocking the light. And as it goes around in a circle, it's all timed, and as you can see there, it goes round. Very lovely. Right. Now, let's get out of there. There we are. Sometimes the beacons don't start. Like, if I was to unload the chunk and go away a little bit, sometimes the certain lights don't come on. I guess that's just the beacons need a little bit of time to start up initially. And if the block's in the way most of the time, that's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. Like I say, needs a bit more decoration in here, but I've sort of run out of time. But I'll just go through what I think I'm going to do. Bar/DJ booth in the centre, and then just loads of chairs on the outside. We're going to make it so the walkways have got the sea lanterns in here. Pardon me. And of course we need to decorate the stairs and that sort of thing. But as for the bit itself, dance floor in the middle, maybe some tables and chairs around the side. That's about it. So there was I was going to do the conduit, maybe down there. Oh yeah. So whilst I was bone milling outside, some gravel fell down, and there's actually like a ravine under here. I mean, I discovered it when I was digging this down as well. And there's a little bit of space where creepers seem to be spawning and just rising up to the surface. So there's a little hole outside, which I'll probably end up covering over just so things don't come to the surface all the time, because that's going to be really irritating. But there we are. So that is it, I'm afraid. We have run out of time for this episode. So I'm going to do all the decoration off camera, and I'll show you next time how it's gotten on. So thank everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.